in the United States, that's the only situation I really have a
Or
good grasp of. Um, and so I'm just speaking from that point of view. Here, I believe the three weakest skills are serving, passing, and blocking. And so in the next period of time, the necessity dictates that those are the ones we pay attention to. The rest of the world is ahead of us in some of those areas. Carge came out and said 10 years ago, we don't pass well enough. When they go from college to international, we don't pass well enough. And so you could think about however you wanted to, but the way he communicated to me, and I think he said generally, is that's because we don't serve well enough. Serving is the weakest, stupidest skill in volleyball. Women's game is still float. It's not spin, right? And so at least in college. And so, um, and it's because you can serve a ball over almost any way. So from the time you're a little kid, you can be horrible at the skill, but still serves in. And that everybody's happy when you're younger and you don't make mistakes. Okay. But that doesn't mean you develop any kind of skill. In order to serve a ball within 6 inches of the top of the net every time with high velocity and have it go in, which is what passers don't like the most. Speed and closeness to the top of the net. Location matters a lot for sure. But you have to have really good skill. You have to be a great tosser. You have to be great when you're moving because it's all about jump float serving. And you have to be great at very consistent, flat trajectory contact. And if you do this with your hand and go over it, or it's back behind you, the trajectory of the ball is going to change easily. That just means you have bad skill and you can't serve tough enough. So we're finally learning in this country how to serve tougher. If we do it for 5 more years, we'll pass better internationally. And passing, I think there's a lot of good things about passing. I think people understand the platform. We understand how to move our feet. We just suck at reading. Reading starts way before the server serves. It starts with where they look. It starts with how they place themselves on the court. Very few people aim here and serve there. You can see so many things, and then you can see the energy they put into the ball to see if it's going to drop in front of you and drive you deep. And if you don't see that, you're not good enough. You have to know how to position your ball your body for whether the ball's in front of you or at you or high at you. And so passing has to improve, and blocking has been the skill, in my opinion, that lags the furthest behind. Because it's kind of like a product of offensive systems. We block according to the offense that we're facing. And how we blocked 10 years ago doesn't even apply to how we block now. Certainly 20 years ago, it's crazy. It's so different because the offense is so fast. If you tried to move that way and think that way, it wouldn't work. And so those 3 skills are how the game is going to change because they're dictating that the game has to change. The game is changing, dictating that those have to change. So that's where I think the biggest change will come.